A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum 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 bum.
Chainsaw Man. Today I'm talking about Chainsaw Man. This video needs an intro. So now I'm singing these lyrics that I wrote about 5 seconds ago. I've been meaning to watch Chainsaw Man basically since it aired in 2022, partially because it's got some overlap with an inside joke we have in my friend group, but mostly just because I heard a lot of people talking about it and it sounded cool. I mean, hell, Chainsaw Man with a title like that, it had better be badass. But I had a lot of stuff going on at the time, so it kind of just kept slipping past me, and now here I am in 2026, trying to finish my longer than One Piece list of unfinished shows. I'm still on entry number 1. I'm not feeling very good about myself, but right now Chainsaw Man is only 12 episodes plus a movie. That's easy enough to knock out on a 5-hour flight down to the Caribbean. Oh, what luck, I just so happen to have one of those over spring break, and then it won't be charging me interest anymore. What the heck, let's go for it. As is tradition, I'll give you a quick rundown on the premise. This is Denji, now he's dead, G. Oh my god, that line was shit, too bad, it's staying in. But anyway, don't worry, that's all okay, because his chainsaw devil dog is here to save his life by fusing with him. Now he can turn into a chainsaw. Cool, that's a good skill to have on your resume. Oh, look at that, a prospective employer. And she's got one hell of a benefit package.
You, Miss Makima, are gonna personally grant any wish that pops into my head?
Like even
Yes, Denji. Any wish.
Holy shit!
I mean, free room and board, keeping the mob off your back, and, that part. And all he has to do is work for her and possibly die fighting a devil that wiped out millions of people in half a second? Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. I mean, it's not like the devil we're trying to fight is a scary name like Gun Devil or anything. Oh, fuck.
That same day, the gun devil appeared.
If I'm being totally honest, I don't really think the premise taken on its own is super strong, especially given how early on in the overall story we seem to be. We really don't get much of a feel for the progression at all. I don't want to make it sound like I think the arcs, don't matter or whatever, because obviously that's not the case. They introduce new concepts, we get character growth, we see people use new skills, we see people get new skills. All that stuff is stuff that stays, it comes up again. But the arcs, from a story perspective, I feel like they don't really connect with each other. Like, we killed the hotel monster. I know it was related to the gun devil, it still feels very tangential to us actually, going after the gun devil. Now, it may be that the gun devil thing isn't ultimately what we're doing. Maybe we're building towards some other plot. There's been some clues of that. But I don't know, because the show really isn't very good about contextualizing a lot of the info that it gives you. A bunch of stuff is introduced, but they don't really give much closure on a lot of it. The movie and the season that we have now are by no means a complete statement on their own. You will watch the season, you will watch Reze Arc, and by the end, you will still be confused. Things start to get a little better when we start talking about the characters. Like most people, I fell in love with Power's Chaos right out the gate.
It's mine now!
Give me my super toast back!
Foul vegetables! Be gone!
There's also the Angel Devil, who thus far has had criminally little screen time, especially when you consider that included one of the show's best emotional beats.
Why did you touch my hand? Do you want to die?
Hell no, I don't want to die!
Some other standouts to me were Makima, whose mysterious sexiness captures any scene she's in, and Kobeni, for obvious reasons.
I know what you are!
Oh, and Himeno, I almost forgot about Himeno, she's cool too. But once you get into things, some of these guys are still pretty hit or miss. I want to be invested in Aki's plot, I really do, but I'm just kinda not, except to the extent it intersects with Angel Devils. Shonen has done his character type 5 million times. On the other end of that spectrum, we have Denji. Now, we could diplomatically call his lack of a goal other than to get the girl and live the good life an interesting and a unique choice. Interesting and unique in the sense that you realize pretty quickly there's a good reason we don't typically write characters that way.
What's the reason that keeps you fighting?
I want to protect my new lifestyle, I guess.
So Chainsaw Man's strength isn't necessarily in its writing.
Actually, I do want to learn how to read kanji.
It's in just about everything else. Let's start with the visuals. I am absolutely in love with how this show looks. It's gritty, it's sexy, it's gorgeous. The character designs are awesome. The animation is fluid, and the set design is just peak. watching this show just made me want to go back to Japan again. They captured it perfectly in a way other shows don't. You've got the music design too, which I love. Kickback has absolutely become one of my favorite anime openings ever, and I'll fully admit that part of the reason I wanted to get this show knocked out is so it would qualify under the rules for another upcoming video I'm working on. Some of the ending songs are fun too. They do a different one every episode, which is kind of neat. And when I originally wrote this script, I really sang the praises of the incidental music for being super inventive and having these drony, distorted electric guitar sounds like something Sun would write. Unfortunately, it isn't quite that. The only reason I had that impression is because I was listening to it on an airplane. The incidental music actually is more made up of like ambience and stuff. Some ambient guitar stuff as well, but nothing like Sun-esque. It is still cool though. And even though I spent the first chunk of this review talking smack about the writing, I have to admit that I do like what they're doing. They absolutely know how to pull a great what the actual f moment in a way that is both jarring and genuine at the same time. There's an underlying tragedy to the whole thing disguised as a comedy in a way I think is pretty clever. But I have to say, I like Chainsaw Man a lot more as a vibe than I do as a show, at least right now. I can really get immersed in the visuals and the sounds. The characters help to fill in the world. It feels like we're building towards something grand with the story. It just isn't done. They've got a good thesis, but I need to see the rest of the paper.
You hunt down devils instead of going to class. That's a choice.
On my scale, I'd consider Chainsaw Man a mid to high 7. But that's just, like, my opinion.
We'll take turns giving him the hardest nut shots we can. And whoever gets the loudest scream out of him before the cops show up is the winner. Hey, do you want to share your thoughts on this review? Do you want to recommend me a show to review in the future? Do you want to see more content? Comment, like, subscribe, ring the bell, do it now! Ah!